Hi Cancer, happy birthday and welcome to your July 2020 Astrology 33 reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. As far as what's in front of us, it's a Celtic Cross spread as always. And then I also pulled a couple of Oracle cards and a Mudra card for you guys. So getting started with the main spread. Main situation position, we have the Hermit. So this is actually the major arcana card for Virgo, and for you guys, Virgo is your third house communication. So I can see this a few different ways. For one, this could just be saying that this is you guys being a bit withdrawn, keeping to yourselves a bit. And I could see where that would make sense. You know, you guys have a lot of energy going through your 12th house right now. So even when the sun does get there, you'll still have Venus there. Mercury is actually going to be in retrograde to start your season off as well. So that could have you in a very introspective mood. And then plus, you know, you guys are very empathic, generally speaking, so just all of the energies of what's going on in the world right now might have you guys withdrawn into yourselves a little bit. But this also could just be saying that you might be thinking about reaching out to someone as far as communication, someone from your past, which also would make sense given, like we said, we still have Venus moving through your 12th house, and you're going to have that Mercury retrograde energy in your sign, so definitely wouldn't be too big of a surprise there if you were thinking about the past a bit. In the challenger obstacle position, we have the Three of Swords and the Two of Wands. So seeing these two cards come out together could be saying one of two things, and I feel like there's going to be two different groups of you here. So for some of you, this could just be saying that there may be some disappointment around a new start that you might have had recently, where you might be reconsidering it. Maybe it ended in heartbreak for you guys. And just because we say heartbreak, keep in mind it doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's directly related to romance. For some of you, this could have been a new start around career as well, given that this is Aries energy. And another way this could be playing out as well could just be saying that maybe some of you guys have already been nursing a wound from a past heartbreak, and you're considering whether or not to put yourselves back out there. So I feel like that's the way that this energy is playing out, one of those two ways for you guys. In the foundation position, we have the Tower. So I will say, you know, we are still in eclipse season. You're going to have that new moon to kick off your, well, actually, you're going to have two new moons this Cancer season, but you're going to have that one that pretty much starts out right when the sun gets in your sign, and then there's going to be one toward the end of your season in late July. So definitely some shifts there, and then, of course, there's going to be that full moon in your opposite sign. And these pretty much going to be the last eclipses on the Cancer Capricorn axis for years, so there could definitely be some significance there. I will say definitely try to be careful around the time of that full moon, which will be around the 4th or 5th of July. You know, just try to be diligent around that time. There's going to be some tricky energies at play there. If you guys are really concerned, like I always tell people when I do see the Tower card come up, maybe you could carry some black tourmaline around with yourselves, or any other type of protection stone. You can look those up online. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. And I mean, this can just be, again, around some type of a new start that you guys are looking toward making. So, like I was saying, how there's two different groups of you, I feel, with this situation. For some of you, this could be something that you've already gone through. And that could be for the group of you who were, like I said, maybe you guys are already nursing a wound and considering whether or not to put yourselves back out there. And then for others of you, this can be just a situation where, you know, you're thinking of leaving a situation behind because maybe it didn't turn out to be all you hoped it would be. So that's what I see there. In the past position, we have the Four of Wands. So, you know, we definitely see an energy of stability here in your past position, and this is more Aries energy there. So for some of you, this can really play out 50-50 as well. As far as for some of you, this is definitely going to point to romantic relationships, or maybe you're looking back on a past situation that you might have left behind, and maybe you're reconsidering, you know, should you go back to that situation? For others of you, this could also be around a career as well, where maybe you're looking back at a former place of employment, and maybe wondering if you should go back there. In the present position, we have the Ace of Wands and the Chariot. So this is actually the major arcana card for your sign. And for those of you who've been watching me for a while, I always point out that with the ace energies, what always stands out to me with this deck in particular is the way we see the hand coming out from the cloud. So to me, that represents something that's in the idea stage, meaning that you might not take action, but you're at the very least thinking about taking action. And combined it with the chariot, it does look like you're ready to move forward in some way. So like I said, for some of you, this is going to be leaving a situation behind that wasn't all you thought it would be and possibly going back to a previous connection. And for others of you, this can just be saying that, you're just ready for a fresh start in general. So it might not even be going back to past connection. And like I said, this could be around career for some of you and around relationships for others of you. And in your future position, a ton of cards came up. You guys got the Emperor, the Three of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. A lot of energy here. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, I should point out, as if you guys couldn't see that, right? But yeah, so interesting energies here. You guys are getting a lot of Aries energy, and I do have to say, Mars will be moving into Aries pretty much right when July starts. So there's that. And again, like I said, that's your 10th house. So 10th house tends to point to career, but also just social status in general. So that's what I'm saying, for example, single versus in a relationship. To me, that's also reflected in 10th house to an extent. But a whole lot of energies here. So the Three of Wands, some of you just could be waiting on a promotion for some of you. I do have to say that because we do see the Emperor energy there, along with the Three of Wands. Page of Pentacles to me is usually an energy that makes me think of, it looks like that pentacle is just out of your reach. So this could just be some work that you've already put in and you're waiting to reap the rewards from that, and possibly even considering going elsewhere if you feel like you're not going to get those rewards at your current place of employment. That's what I'm seeing there. And then with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, I feel again that this represents movement. This could just be saying that this might be a place where you have put in a lot of work and maybe you were really, already starting to consider, okay, is this a connection that still works for me or not, right? And deciding, okay, well, maybe again, like I said, coming to the realization that you might have hit a ceiling where you're at. And if you want to progress to that next level, we might have to leave it behind, right? For others of you, like I said as well, maybe you've recently left a connection. Now, this is for more of the romantic scenario. Might have left a connection recently. Maybe it was one that you put a lot of investment into, but you figured, oh, it wasn't worth it. And maybe now you're reconsidering that, saying that, you know what, maybe I might have jumped the gun there, and you might be considering going back to that connection. And, keep in mind these things can definitely happen because, like we said, you had that Venus retrograde energy going on in your 12th house in OS, which is very tricky energy to navigate. Now you guys have Mercury retrograde in your sign, so it could definitely be a lot of reevaluations, changing your feelings towards certain things. So not too surprising to see these energies pop up. In the position of your influence toward the situation, we have Judgment, the Magician, and Two of Cups. So, pretty powerful energies here. Judgment represents, again, an opportunity coming back around from the past, like we already covered with the retrogrades, not a surprise there. The Magician represents that manifestation energy. And then Two of Cups is actually a Cancer energy, represents the first 10 degrees of Cancer. So if that's your placement, this might resonate with you a little bit more than others. But also keep in mind that that's pretty much the energy that will be in for Cancer towards the very end of June up into the first couple days of July. So this could be something that starts out for you guys early in the month. But what I see here is, like I was saying, for a lot of you, I feel like there's that determination for some of you to start something totally new and leaving the old behind. And then for others of you, this could definitely represent wanting to go back to something from your past and have a fresh start there. All right, in the environment position, we have the Five of Wands and Justice. So for some of you, this could just be saying that in order to restore balance, so for those of you who are going back to a previous situation, it might be a bit combative for a bit, but I don't see, anything too dramatic there. It could just be saying that, let's say you might have left someone behind, just as a generic example, and now you're trying to go back to them, right? You guys might have to hash some things out. There might be a bit of an argument around it, but at the end of the day, eventually the scales will be balanced and you get that forward movement. So that's one way that could be playing out. And for others of you, this can point to possibly a career situation too, or maybe again, if you're trying to go back to an old field, maybe there's a lot of competition around that environment. And I do have to say also there's the possible potential for some conflict with family, given that for you guys, Libra does represent your fourth house. But again, I don't see it as anything that would be too long lived. But for example, let's say you want to move, right? Because maybe you might have moved to a new city as part of the job that you were in. It seemed like a great idea at the time. You start the job, realize, okay, yeah, this isn't as good of a fit as I thought it would be. So then you decide, all right, maybe I want to move back to where I was, go back to the old job, right? Now your family's like, okay, well, are we really going to move again? So it could be one of those types of dynamics. For a lot of you, I don't even think it's going to be that major, though. This could even point to a timeline as well, saying that this might occur towards the end of July. But either way, I do see that balance will be restored after this little dust up happens. So that's definitely the positive. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the lovers. So this is actually Gemini energy. And for you guys, that is your 12th house. So this could just be saying that maybe this is something you've been thinking about for a while. And obviously, this can point to a love relationship, given that it is the lover's card. But again, with that 12th house energy, that usually represents things that you process a lot in your mind. You might get caught up in your mind about something for a while and maybe aren't too ready to take action on it. So this could just be where you've been for a while, wanting to take action in a certain way. And now with the energies coming into play this month, you might finally be ready to take action. The outcome position, we have Queen of Cups. So this is actually the court card that represents your sign. So this is definitely a good way to close out the month. Could just be saying that when it's all said and done, all the upheaval energy that we might see there. Like I said, there could be some bumps in the road with the tower we see there. Obviously, the Five of Wands, the Three of Swords. But there's a lot of positive energy as well. It could just be saying that when it's all said and done, you might feel grounded back to yourselves by the time we get to the end of the month. Now, this can just be, again, pointing to you. Some of you might withdraw again into yourselves for a bit and take some time to really absorb everything that took place over the month. That's certainly understandable as well. But given that this is your card and it's in the upright in the outcome position, I do feel like everything here is going to work out in a positive way. And at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Swords. So this could just be some realizations coming to play for you guys. Like I said, we already discussed how I view the Ace energies. So this could just be an idea that you've had that's been going through your mind. Like I said, there's a lot of mental energy that you guys will be experiencing. And you could come to some realizations through those thought processes. All right, moving on to your oracle cards now. First, we have Exchanging Gifts. There's the artwork, and the number is 27. Okay, it says the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing cost, and determining value. The Oracle's message: you're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time to just do, do, do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. So definitely an interesting message there. And again, like we said, that could be energy that you might be reevaluating with that Mercury retrograde in your sign, Venus still hanging out in your 12th house. It pretty much won't be out of shadow until towards the very end of July. So, you might not get full clarity there until towards the end of the month, but hopefully that resonated with you guys. The relationship message says love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you, too. Love is truly yours today. So definitely a pretty positive message there. And like I said, it looks like for some of you, if you are going back to a previous connection, there could be a bit of a spat that you guys might go through at some point. But like I said, it does seem like it would be relatively minor. And most importantly, it would be a productive thing since we do see justice beneath that. Whereas if discard were just by itself, then I might be like, yeah, it might be one of those arguments where nothing even comes of it in the end. But seeing the justice card there does show that even if it might seem like a bit of a petty thing in the moment, I feel like you guys will absorb it and actually grow from it in the long run. All right, the prosperity message says all your hard work and efforts, your commitment to learning, creating, and spending your time wisely pay off in ways you may not have been anticipating. The gifts of yourself, your time, your ideas, and the energy of your intentions are being reciprocated by the universe, which is sending you signs and signals, aligning synchronistic meetings and opportunities to bring you success and more. Everything is an exchange. Keep doing what you're doing. Goodwill comes back tenfold. So definitely a good message there. The whole goodwill comes back tenfold. That makes me think of the Three of Wands energy, and also I would say on a karmic level too. That could just be saying that if you have gone through some situations that might have been unfair in the past, with justice showing up in the environment, that could just be saying in that regard, karmically things might come back around your way in a positive way to repay your efforts from the past. And that could even be what the judgment is pointing to there as well. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. And next we'll take a look at your oracle card from the Spirit Animal Oracle. You guys got Crow Spirit. It says co-create with Spirit. There's the artwork there, and the number is 17. Okay, it says, as you look around you, can you sense the magic that pulses through the world? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing? How every intention can call the universe into action as the sacred laws shape what you experience? The universe works in perfect order. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with spirit, you will want to crow with delight, feeling the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. Crow Spirit says you are right on target now to see your dreams magically come into being in the visible world. The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise are operating in your favor now. Remember to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it is still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realms of co-creation. No matter what area of life you're concerned with now, what you hope for is on its way, for Spirit is your co-creation partner. So definitely a good message there, especially with that Magician card showing up in your position. We see the Chariot in the present position and also Queen of Cups in the outcome. So definitely looks like there's some pretty positive energy coming your way. Even though, like I said, it looks like there will be some bumps in the road, definitely. Not going to gloss over that. All right, and the last thing we have is a Mudra card for you guys. And the Mudra you guys got is the Nirvana Mudra. And the keyword for that is awakening. And try to get everything in the frame there. Well, it's not going to fit all at once, but I'll hold this up if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to see what it has to say. And then I'll move it up a bit so you can see the rest. All right, but yeah, under benefits, it says weakens ego grasping, reduces selfish desire for personal gain from spiritual practice, awakens the heart of compassion, serves as a ritual gesture to conclude any practice, as well as a simple way to dedicate the merit. So if that sounds like something to be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name of the Mudra in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there. Once again, happy birthday, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.